Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. We're talking about these right here. The blank SK Pro Skate. SK standing for Sean Keane. It's the Sean Keane Pro Model Skate. This is the review of this skate. So basically today is the 14th of October 2021. I received these skates about 10 days ago. And I actually got a couple of sessions with this. And I got a couple of thoughts that I want to share with you. And hopefully will help you with buying these or not buying this. You might be thinking, why is he saying that it's almost perfect? I'll get there in a second, but I'm gonna start by saying that this skate comes with an amazing set of wheels. It comes with 8 hydrogen wheels. They are 60 millimeters 92A, black urethane, round profile. These wheels are amazing. But having these wheels on this frame, even if it's an amazing frame for flat for a lot of people, I would actually prefer to use something like a 58, maybe even a 57, but that's probably me now. These wheels, they will roll super smooth with twin cam ILQ 9 bearings, super fast. Nothing to complain about wheels, but to my opinion, on this frame, I would probably prefer something a tiny bit smaller, but I will get there in a second. Also, when you buy this skate, it also comes with 4 anti-rockers, and that was actually my favorite way to skate this setup. So when you buy this, you can actually make 2 setups out of the same skate just straight out of the box. Comes with 8 wheels, 8 60mm 92A as I just said, and also comes with anti-rockers in the box, and that is amazing. I love them with anti-rockers. That's, for me, it just made everything so easy. The frame, man, the frame works very, very good. Compared to other frames on the market, some frames have a lower groove, a deeper groove. But in this skate, with this sole plate that has this hole here where, well, if you didn't saw the previous video that I've done, maybe go check that, because I actually showed you how this is without the sole, without the frame. When you take the frame off, there's a hole on this sole plate, meaning that the frame is connected to the boot and not to the sole plate. And that is awesome. But if the frame was super low, then you wouldn't need to bend anything to do grinds. I actually tried it with, let me show you this. This is the previous skate. This is the Rollerblade Solo, which is basically the same mold but with holes. But these holes are not covered like in the new blank skate. And this is a sole plate made by Daniel. This is a 3D printed sole that I had for a couple of weeks now. And it's very similar to that. This sole plate is awesome. Again, very similar to that. But when I put a Kaiser frame, it's so low here, it's just so low that if I want to do a backslide, this is how the backslide looks like. Like, check this. This is a backslide. When on a blank skate, this is a backslide, meaning that I need to lean more because the frame is a tiny bit taller, and that, my friends, that makes a huge difference. So I really like this frame, especially on this boot. But for skating flat, I would prefer if this frame had a little bit more plastic that covers the middle wheels. That you can see something like that on some Celtic frames, which I never really skated the Celtic frames, but I've been skating the Entente frames, the Diri frames, and the Diri frames have that. So I'm very excited to try these skates, not just stock like I did, but with the Diri frames. I really believe the Diri frames will be amazing here to skate flat. Other than that, it works very, very good. These triangular axles that they use here, man, very deep. There's no way that you're going to be grinding with with the metal, because the metal is so deep. Yeah, it just works. On that, like super fast soles. Like, I don't know if you can see it here, but there's these two little holes here in the back just to reduce a tiny bit of the surface that you have. And the soles on these skates are just fast, man. When you go forward, when you go alley-oop, they just work very, very good. Also, because the frame is connected, once again, connected to the boot, making the frame sit slower, to do top sides, it's very easy. It's actually very, very easy to do top sides with this. Especially skating anti-rocker, it's like a cheater's skate. It just makes it so easy. If I would compare these to other skate on the market, I would say the Razor's SL, it's some other skate that you can feel like you're cheating. It's just so easy to do most tricks. Or other skate that I've skated that I said it's very easy to do everything would be the Trigger skates. The Trigger skates make everything also very, very easy. I really like it. So until now, I only spoke about the sole plate. And by the way, the sole plate also has a nice negative space, but not extremely wide. And I actually enjoy that. Until now, I spoke about the sole plate, the frame, and the wheels. There's problems with these because, once again, with the frame connecting straight to the boot, making it lower, there's some problems with that. One of them being when you turn, it's easier for you to touch with the sole plate and fall. But yeah, that's why I said it's almost perfect. And there's no such thing as a perfect skate, because it's either you have a super tall skate then you can turn without touching, or if you touch, well, it makes some tricks easier, but then you can also fall because of that. So yeah, this can happen. Also, something that I find out, at least for myself, was because the frame was sitting lower, when I wanted to do some tricks, because I don't need to bend as much, the wheels will not be in an angle that they will slide. So if the wheels are in a closer to a vertical angle instead of a more horizontal angle, it will be stickier. So when I do some tricks like a backslide as an example, it felt a bit stickier. But that's, I guess, that's what you get from having a frame that sits lower on the boot. You will always feel something like that. Unless you would have a much taller frame, I would say, and then you wouldn't have that problem. So I'm also very curious to try these with the Wish frames, because they are like taller here, it's a taller frame, so they might work very good. I'm gonna try this with a couple of different frames, and then I can share my opinions with you guys. Now, other than that, going to the boot, I really like them. I have nothing to complain about this boot. Yeah, it might be a bit heavier than the previous one. I actually weighted it on the previous video. It's about 200 grams heavier each boot compared to the previous model, the Rollerblade Solo. And they just work so good. And when you look down, something that is extremely important for me, it's to look at my feet and see something that I like. And I really like the looks of this from the top especially. The liners, I had zero pressure points with these. It just felt like the whole thing was all around very good. And I'm usually a size 43, not in every skate, but I'm in between a 42.5 and a 43. And these skates are 42 to 42.5, and they felt perfect. I didn't want to go to a 43 size. So this is from the 3 shells that you have on the market right now. I would say this is the medium one. So this is the 9.5, and it felt great. I had no problems with my buckle. I know that some people were talking about the buckle being a little bit fragile. I think the protectors are doing the work very nice. Something that's still weird for me is having 3 screws here. I'm very used to move my strap, and by having 3 screws, it makes it always stuck here. It feels weird, but it doesn't affect anything. It's just because I'm not used to it. So I would just say that I need to get used to it. Now, the last thing that I want to say, and it's, in my opinion, something that I really like about this skate, and this is something that I've been doing with my own skates that you might have seen on other videos, is the lacing here really works. And what I mean by lacing is when I usually skate anti-rocker, I don't tighten my skates a lot. I like to feel some movement inside the skate, not like heel lift, because that's That's not something that I want, but I want to be able to bend my foot a bit more because my knees are not as good as they used to be when I was 20 or when I was 17 or 18. So to do some tricks like torques or backslides or stuff that I need to lean a lot more, I do some of the movement with my knees, some of the movement with my ankles. So for that, I like to leave my skate a little bit looser, and I can do it with this. But I can also tie them very, very much, like the liner, the lacing system, the 45-degree strap and the buckle. And then if I'm gonna be skating a bowl with a flat setup, I think I can even use this skate for a big wheel setup such as the Wizard. I haven't tried it yet, but I will try and I will report back soon. But I really think that from what I've tried until now, it seems like a supportive enough boot, especially with these liners. So if you ask me, is it perfect? No, but it's very, very, very close to perfect. And I don't think there's such thing as a perfect skate. So for now, I think I'm gonna be skating this for a bit. I'm going to be trying it with different frames, and I probably will even try it with a different liner just to see how it fits with Rose's RL1 or the Intuition liner. I will try it with a couple of different liners, but until now, I really like it. So yeah, make sure to check the shops that are selling it. I have a skate shop, but it doesn't sell this skate, at least for now. If you want to support what I do here, you can always go to bladeville.com or adamskate.com and use code Lino. You are supporting this channel by doing that. But at the end of the day, yeah, if you are looking for a good skate, make sure to find a skate shop selling it, because you are going to enjoy this one. So with that being said, thank you so much, Rollerblade, for sending these skates. Thanks to everyone who watches this channel for supporting what I do and for making something like this possible. It's because of all of you watching these and supporting what I do that brands keep on sending skates for me to review them and to share my opinions with you guys. So thanks for that. If you like this video, do not forget to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave me a thumbs down. Let me know what you didn't like about this video. You can always, and you should, subscribe to this channel, and you can become a member. If you become a member, you will have access to exclusive content that I do just for the members and for the Patreons, if you use Patreon instead of YouTube memberships. And other than that, just don't forget why we all started skating. With the Rollerblade skates, flat, anti-rocker, we all started skating because it's fun. Now cheers and see you soon. I'm out. Bitches!
Somewhere unseen.